3, 2, maybe we're on already. Guys, don't panic.
Don't panic.
It is just the live stream.
It's just a live stream
for today. 欢迎到今天的直播。What does don't panic mean? 不要恐慌。
Right.
We're going to talk a little bit about this later, but we're very happy that you are joining us here today. And David, thank you for joining the live stream.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me on the show. This is a very interesting topic we're talking about today. I think it's actually a very important topic as well.
Yeah, 非常重要. Okay, well, first of all, July's magazine is already out. Now, I have to turn my phone off. I always do this. I leave my phone on so that I can see some comments that don't necessarily appear here. For example, from Steve.
那么认真欸.
Good afternoon, teachers. Hi, teachers.
Oh.
Steve and B, you guys are our
Steve
faithful live stream fans. Thank you for joining us
So
again
good to see you.
today. And yeah, July's magazine is already out for Studio Classroom.
That's right.
And a lot of the articles had to do with the summer and what to do in the summer. The Olympics are this summer. There's going to be some swimming involved.
With this guy.
Yeah, that's
doing
right.
the high jump, Armando Duplantis.
That's right. And we have a lesson called How to Spend the Summer. And we even have an article about Tahiti.
That's right.
I'm sure a lot of people are going to be traveling to places like Tahiti to enjoy the beaches
or
during the summer.
To watch the Olympic surfing event, which will be in Tahiti, which is why we talked about Tahiti in the magazine.
That's right. So what excites you most about summer? That's a question we have for you. If you have an answer for us, please leave it in the comments below.
Yeah. Happy Thursday to you too, Sam.
All right, Sam. Yeah. So 你想到夏天的时候，你会期待什么东西? And not just this summer, 2024, but just when you think of summer in general. Dave, what excites you most about summer?
You know, it's hard to say. I guess I think about going to the beach. I love going to the beach during summer. I think summer used to excite me more when I was a student because summertime meant I could go out and play with my friends all day. You know, I didn't have to be in the classroom all the time. Now, actually, my personal favorite season is probably fall. So sometimes summer can be so hot that I'm kind of just waiting for it to be over so that I don't have to sweat anymore.
Yeah, that's true. So B says I get to taste all kinds of ice cream.
Oh.
Ice cream just tastes better in the summer.
That's true.
Right?
You're right, B. And during the summer, it's the best time to eat the mango bing.
Oh man, that's so true.
Yeah,
that's
even
so
though
true.
it's so expensive now.
Go to Cebu. It's cheaper there.
Really?
The mango bingsa is so good.
Really?
Any drink stand. And speaking of ice cream though, B, I took my family to Daxing last night. And of course, when you order a meal there, you get like a little coupon for ice cream. The sesame flavored ice cream. Have you tried that before?
No, I have not.
芝麻的味道. It's kind of interesting. My kids liked it.
We got a little note from Agatha Lee. Things that she's excited about with summer are kids' summer camps, playing with water, and traveling overseas. All great summer activities.
That's right. And Steve, you said I'm excited for the summer. It's coming, seeing Inside Out Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Maybe I'll take my kids to see that.
Yeah.
Meeting my friends I haven't seen for 3 years, talk about our job experiences. Another way we could say that is to catch up with old friends, right? It's great to just catch up. Well, as we mentioned a little bit, something you can do during the summer is water activities, and that's something that Agatha will be doing as well. David, do you prefer going to the beach or playing in a pool or going to a river to play in the water?
Oh, that's so hard to say. So if I'm going to the beach, I actually prefer going to the beach not during the summer.
Not during the summer, yeah, because it's so hot.
It's so hot and it's so crowded. During the summer, I think I would like going maybe for a hike in the mountains next to a river. I do really like going river tracing and those kinds of activities. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, me too. River tracing is one of the words we wanted to talk about today. You know,溯溪.
Me and B have the same favorite ice cream flavor.
Right, back to ice cream.
Mint chocolate chip
is amazing.
Love it.
So you can eat chocolate ice cream in the river.
In the river. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, I always like to transition back to the topic. Sometimes it's awkward, but it's okay. So how do you spend your summer? Sometimes you do river activities. We have a public service announcement for you today. At least that's how I view today's live stream, is kind of hopefully it's beneficial or helpful information for you when it comes to playing in the water, whether you're at the beach or especially at a river or something like that. And as I've titled, as you saw the thumbnail for this video, 我差一点死翘翘, okay? That's because that's how it felt during an experience I had when I was river tracing.
Tell us about this experience,
Gabriel. I will, Dave. And I think you have some similar experiences.
I do.
So a couple years ago, I went river tracing with some friends who used to work here at Studio Classroom, actually, Josh and Brandon. Many of you may know Brandon from the Advanced magazine. And we were in Taidong. There's a beautiful waterfall that's very skinny from a distance, very narrow. And we wanted to go hike the trail to the base of the waterfall. 这个瀑布叫做彩虹瀑布 or 新港瀑布, I think, over in Sangong County in Taidong. And Dave, this trail was amazing. It didn't have a lot of man-made steps. It was mostly just dirt path and boulders.
Wow.
And sometimes you didn't know where to go. You had to look at red arrows that were painted on by people.
Wow.
So these red arrows took us across a stream, and then back across the same stream, and across that stream, and back across, and it totals 6 times.
Wow.
In order to get to this waterfall. Okay. When we started this hike, it was cloudy, but it wasn't rainy. Okay. Halfway through the hike, it started to sprinkle a little bit. We call that mamao, you're right, when it's sprinkling outside. And my friend Josh, I distinctly remember him saying, you know, because he grew up in Indonesia, there's a lot of beautiful nature and waterfalls and things like that there. He says, you know, my dad always told me, don't go hiking near a river in the rain. Guess what we did? Did we turn around and go back to the car?
Of course not. You'd already come so far.
We came so far. So we had to get to the base of the waterfall, right? That was our goal. Well, sure enough, at first when we were crossing the stream, we were walking across dry stones. Right? But by the time we got to the top and we realized we had to turn around, we had a friend waiting in the car. She had to get to the train station. We weren't going to see the waterfall. We had to turn. When we turned around, that same river we just crossed we could see the rocks, there were no rocks anywhere.
Oh no.
Because it was covered with flowing, raging water.
Oh no.
Yeah. And the only way back was across that stream 6 times.
Oh my goodness.
So that's what we had to do. I was wearing flip-flops, 我穿着拖鞋. I had my cell phone in a plastic bag. 那个时候我没有带 GoPro, 我也没有就是带很专业的什么东西. It was like a plastic bag. I was trying to prevent it from getting wet and trying to cross back across. And I kept thinking, David, this whole time, I kept thinking about 一个学长, 高中的学长. When I was in high school, there was a story of somebody who, in high school before me, who actually died trying to go across a river like this. And so that experience, when I was there, I kept thinking about that story. Is this going to be me? Because the water was flowing so fast. I actually wrote a story about it for Studio Classroom a couple years ago called Flash Flood. It was an article about this story. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have this public safety announcement today for our live stream. Not only to talk about the magazine, I think we have some wonderful articles, but I know a lot of people are going to want to go out to the rivers, to the oceans, and have fun in the water. And when that article came out a couple of years ago, the flash flood article, I think it was around June or July, and I wrote it in April or May. Okay, but sometime in that time, those 2 months, there was a piece of a news article that a couple of people had passed away. They died in a flash flood. And I kept thinking like,如果他们有看到这个我写的文章, if they saw the experience that I had, then maybe they would be more careful in the rivers, right? And maybe not go hiking in the river or river tracing in a river when it's even cloudy outside. If it's even a little bit cloudy outside, you really have to be careful because the waters can rise so quickly. I talked for a long time.
It was just a close call for you, but it was a big problem for them, right? They actually passed away. It's a very good phrase that be used here, a close call.
Yeah. That's kind of like, 侥幸脱险. Okay, so it's like something dangerous almost happened. So that's a close call. Thank you for your comment, B.
And to your point, maybe the safest thing to do, instead of going river tracing and taking that risk, maybe just do what Steve will do and just go to the swimming pool. then there's a lifeguard right there who can come and rescue you in case something happens, right?
That's right. It's always better if there's a lifeguard present, whether you're at the pool or at a beach, right? But have you had similar experiences, David? Like just kind of being scared in the water, scared for your life?
Yeah, well, I got my scuba diving license, which you probably did too, right?
That's right. So 潜水, 我们有潜水照.
That's right. I don't know if I'll ever actually use it again.
Why?
Just because it's been so long that I think I have to get it renewed anyway. But when I was doing my test to get my license, I was underwater, maybe 40 meters, and I was doing one of the activities in order to get my license. And then something happened. Some water started to get into what's called my regulator, the thing that you wear. And
to breathe.
you put it in your mouth so that you can breathe. Some water started getting in there somehow. And I didn't know what was going on. And then it got down to my throat. And then I started to choke while I had my regulator in. Yes, I got my scuba diving license in Taiwan, actually. And my teachers were very, very good. You'll see how good they were in a moment. I started to choke, and I could not think very clearly, because the more it was hard for me to breathe, the more panicked I became, right? This is why we have this sign. As I panicked, I started to I couldn't think clearly. I tried to tell my instructor, oh, there's something wrong. And then he was trying to show me how to fix the problem. But by the time he was trying to show me, I thought I was dying, basically. I was very sure that I was going to die. And then as he started carrying me up to the surface of the water, I finally relaxed. But the reason why I relaxed is because I was looking up at the sun as it was shining on the water, and I thought I was going to heaven. Not even kidding. I thought to myself, at last, maybe this isn't so bad. And then I just relaxed. And then after I relaxed, I realized I'm not dying. I'm fine. And then I got up to the surface of the water, and my teacher was looking at me, and he's like, 你还好吗? 你还好吗? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And I went back down, and I finished my test, and I got my scuba license.
You pushed through.
I pushed through.
Even considering that scary experience.
It was scary.
That will stop a lot of people.
But the real problem was not that I was actually dying. It's that I was panicking. If you're able to keep a calm head in a difficult or scary situation, you are much more likely to be able to find a solution.
Yeah, that's right. And in a way, do you feel like you kind of died and came back to life in that experience?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, and then you realized, oh man, life has a lot more troubles after I get out of the water.
Yeah, would have been kind of nice to just keep going. Oh, we have a message from Steve here. So that sounds interesting. Oh yeah. Okay. So Steve's saying that one YouTuber said that she had that experience before, and also your friend had that experience also. So it's nice to know that I'm not alone. Well, and hello to you too. Hi.
That's right. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have this live stream today, was because I know that if you have not had a scary experience like this personally, almost everybody knows somebody who has, or maybe who even has died because of that experience, right? And so, yeah, just, one thing, don't go in the rivers when it's cloudy or starting to sprinkle. Just be very careful, okay? Another thing is, like we keep saying, don't panic.
Don't panic.
不要恐慌, okay? Keep your cool. And because it can be easy, one thing you're scared about, especially in a river, is you don't want to be swept away. That's a phrase that we say. It means to 被冲走, right? To be swept away. Even though sweep kind of has the 扫把 idea, right? But when you're in a river and the water is going very fast, this is the phrase we use that could sweep you away.
You can also be swept away by love, Gabe.
That's true. That's the preferable way to be swept away. Dave, I'm sure you swept your wife up in your arms after you got married.
Yes, I swept her away into a life of happiness. Well, I'm probably actually kind of mafan, but she's very wonderful and she still loves me.
And now she is drowning in your love.
And now she's drowning in my
All right. Drown, we do use that word drown in other ways, but yes, drown is another word we wanted to talk about today. Yeah. Just because we use the word to kind of mean different things, okay? So for example, drown we all know is 淹死, right? However, if I say someone drowned with an ED, that means they died because they were in the water and could not breathe air. However, if we notice that somebody is in the water and struggling and maybe sinking a little bit and they need help, we can say, hey, it looks like he's drowning, right?
That's right. And maybe he's drowning because he's getting muscle cramps in the water, right? That's if your body starts to ache. Thank you very much for bringing that up, Agatha.
Yeah.
Muscle cramps can be a real problem if you're in the water. Also, the solution to that is to try and relax. Try and relax your muscles. And B has a little comment here too. Oh, she went whitewater rafting with friends and the boat turned over and I was under the boat. At that time, I thought I was going to die. Wow, that's a crazy story. And that is the same reason why I have never gone whitewater rafting, because I'm kind of afraid of that happening.
Yeah, I mean, so it's important in those situations to wear life vests. I've been to countries where they don't prioritize life vests. You're out in the water, and then they don't give you life vests. It's something I appreciate about water activities here in Taiwan, even though sometimes it may feel like, okay, I don't need to wear this, but at least it's there for your safety. Something else we wanted to talk about is safety in the ocean, specifically when it comes to rip currents. Rip current is anliu, okay? You've all heard of them, but not very many people have experienced them, and they're quite a scary experience. Have you ever been in a rip current, David?
No, but Steve had a story. His art teacher went across the river to draw scenery, and then he tripped and fell into the river, and one of his classmates pulled him out. That was a close call, Steve.
That was a close call.
But I have never been in a rip current in the ocean. I don't think I've ever been in that kind of situation, although I did watch a video about it and it sounds very scary.
We left a link to that video below, friends. There's an English one about 10 minutes long. I would encourage you listening to that. There's one in Chinese about 3 minutes long. It'll tell you all about what to do in case you're stuck in a rip current. We do have a little graphic for you about what happens if you're stuck in a rip current, okay? Because you want to not swim against the current. The current is too strong, so don't try to swim back to shore. Just let the current take you out, into the water. This is, of course, assuming you know how to swim, okay?
Yes.
This is why we encourage everybody to learn how to swim, all right? But the fact is, these things can happen. Don't swim against the current. And again, don't panic.
Most importantly.
Because this is what causes most people to drown in a rip current, is because they panic. Here's the thing. A rip current will not actually take you underwater. It just takes you out into the ocean, and often will actually circle back to the shore, so you can just go with the current. Go with the flow, I guess.
Go with the flow.
That's a good time to go with the flow.
Yeah, that's the only good time to go with the flow, maybe. Right?
Yeah, so anyway, guys, be safe out there this summer. We're so glad that you joined us for today's live stream. If you found it helpful, please share it with a friend or some other people you know who love water activities. And yeah, do we have some announcements? We have a special event tomorrow night, 我们的青年之夜. Okay, this only happens a couple of times a year, and it's going to be right there in Ximending tomorrow night, June 21st at 真道教会 at 7:30.
And Gabe's going to be there.
And Dave's going to be there.
And it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, he's going to be a special character, and you're going to find out what that is if you go. And another thing is, our next live stream is going to be on America's Independence Day. Do you guys know what day that is? Dave, you want to quiz them? I just quizzed them.
July 4th. It's going to be on July 4th.
That's right. So anyway, we hope to see you there at the next live stream. And if you're in town, please stop by to see us and some other Studio Classroom friends tomorrow night at 真道教会. We'll see you guys later. It's been a great live stream. Thank you for joining us.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.